Are you between the ages of 12 to 25 and have creative talents? A singer,
DJ,
musician,
dancer,
comedian,
maybe the poet?
Then we're looking for you. Yes, that's Bust the Youth, Saturdays at 12:30 p.m.
To book your spot, send us an email at talktotur@gmail.com or send us a DM on Instagram at TalkUpYouth. You could be the
next big thing.
Talk Up Youth, Mr.
Talk Up Youth.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Lone vibes, lone laughs, and lone entertainment. Come on the road with we. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. Don't forget to got my DJ. DJ Jerome the Shell Boss, I'm gonna make your bust to pew pew with the maddest, baddest, and latest tune. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
Exciting news! The Design Studio on Nationwide 90 FM just got a whole lot bigger. Join us this and every Saturday now from 1 to 3 p.m. for an exclusive show that elevates your home, mind, and soul. Discover the latest interior design trends to create your dream sanctuary. Unlock your true potential with personal growth strategies. Nourish your body and spirit with expert wellness tips. Don't miss out on the inspiration you need to live your best life. Tune in to the Design Studio this and every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. and take the first step towards a more fulfilling you.
Make me sweat, make me harder.
We all need strength to get through these trying times. Look above from whence cometh your help and listen to the Voice of Power broadcast every Sunday morning at 8. Spend an inspirational half hour with the Power of Faith Ministries, meditating on the Word of God. Get the strength you need to start your day right. Listen to the Voice of Power broadcast Sunday mornings at 8, right here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
The true beauty of music is that it connects people. It carries a message. It speaks to you. It changes you. And that's exactly what we do just for you every Sunday as we take you to Urban Paradise, 9:10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Urban Paradise is our weekly musical journey that will serve up 110 glorious minutes of positive storytelling through music, mixed in with inspirational features to provoke thought and to heal the soul.
You're like a dream come true. Just wanna be with you.
So join me, Diane Ashton Smith, this and every Sunday, 9:10 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. Urban Paradise, opening our hearts, connecting to others.
Jamaica, our young people are world leaders, innovators, and game changers. They are creative, intelligent, bold, and they are champions. My youths, you have the power to transform Jamaica. Our country needs your ideas, your opinions, your solutions, and your support. Full time now, we kick out crime and violence, rape culture, unemployment, and all of the other problems in Jamaica land we love. I'm Empress Scolding, encouraging all young people to come make with Talk Up, on Talk Up Radio. Go on with it, youths. Talk Up Youth. Myself a Talk Up Youth.
Bobo Shanti. The blood of African kings run in my
Talk the truth. I ask the Bush that representing for Talk Up Youths. Here and nationwide, 90 FM. Every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bush!
Ancestors no leave me. Now you're being gay. Bobo Shanti. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, oh, oh. Ay, 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 listen, the blood of African kings run in my vein. Here in Jamaica, rebellious offspring. We've got a warrior spirit inside. From that time we can't change. And this a warrior spirit inside. It come from break every shackle and chain. Man a Shaka Zulu, and Kuma, Kunta Kinte, it's like Malcolm and Martin and Marcus and Fiery Kuma, Vela Kute, Kunta Kinte, it's like Yarvin and Marley and Fiery. Look how many years them whip with. That's what they whip power microchip with. And the tip of Babylon style of fit me. Back in it out, come back we get to with victory. Them fight my brother and sister. And when we are dance, them say we're moving sinister. When all we do is love and we culture. I beat the drums and we are chase the vultures away. Man a Shaka Zulu, Paul Bogle, Lumumba, it's like Martin and Malcolm and Marcus and Fiery Garvey, King Selassie, Mandela, it's like Marcus and Martin and Fiery. The thoughts of freedom fighters dwell in my brain. Stolen from Africa, the mission is still the same. We've got a warrior spirit inside. Well, while can't dim, and this a warrior spirit inside. It comes to break every shackle and chain. And them not try and wash it. Rise to remind them meditation dirty. They never tell we say black is beauty. Me not a bleach, me say me not dilute it. No, hey, you search your history. Break the puzzle, come make us solve the mystery. Hey, a Solomonic dynasty from the line of David. What a priceless legacy. Man a Shaka Zulu, and Kuma.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Talk Up Youth radio show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, coming to you right here on the best, let me repeat that, the best revolution station in Jamaica, nationwide 90 FM, whether you're listening to us on the 90.3, the 90.5, the 90.7 and the 90.9 FM band, Digiplay or Flow. It is so good to have you here with us this morning. And if you are just joining the nationwide 90 FM station this morning, you're listening to none other than the voice of your boy Malik, holding down the fort this morning. It is a nice sunny morning here in Kingston City, much in contrast to that weather that we experienced yesterday in the evening up into the night. And so we are happy to have you here with us today. And today we are the voices of two very critical and important events happening in the world, in the country. And so we want to welcome you to our very special segment where we'll be diving into two timely and transformative topics. Firstly, we're joining the global movement to protect our planet's precious coastlines on this International Coastal Cleanup Day, and we'll explore the impact of human activity on our oceans and the efforts of dedicated individuals and organizations working to preserve our marine ecosystems. So happy International Coastal Cleanup Day, Jamaica. And living on an island completely surrounded by water, we heavily depend on our coasts and our coastline. And so we are very happy as our Talk Up Youth Radio family today to discuss International Coastal Cleanup Day. And then we'll shift gears a little bit and focus on the cutting edge world of AI. I mean, it is the topic of all topics now in discussion everywhere you go. Artificial intelligence, as we examine the work of the National Task Force on Artificial Intelligence, AI. And so we'll discuss the latest developments in AI research, its potential applications, the importance of responsible AI development, and what that means in the realm of cyber and cyber crimes, and how we can protect ourselves from cyber crime. So join us as we explore the intersection today of technology, sustainability, the environment, and community action, and discover how these two initiatives are shaping a better future for our planet. We're here until 1 p.m. today, so listen to us to Talk Up Your Radio Show here or online at nationwideradiojm.com. That's nationwideradiojm.com, or get the Nationwide app in your relevant app store. You can also watch us on our YouTube at Nationwide 90 FM. Good morning to our YouTube family. We hope you're doing good. I'm seeing the good mornings coming in, so just keep it locked into the station you can trust. Let's switch over to a quick break. This is the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, a youth-led Talk Up Youth production. Stay tuned for more Talk Up Youth. Myself at Talk Up Youth. Soon come back.
Brands is stepping into the future with a bold new look. They're now Aventa Jamaica. For 50 years, they have been your trusted partner in pharmaceutical distribution. From life-saving medicines to everyday wellness, they deliver quality, reliability, and care across the island. They remain committed to advancing healthcare, supporting pharmacists, and building a healthier Jamaica together. Aventa Jamaica Limited, advancing health, enhancing lives.
Royal Winchester Hospital is the best community hospital in Western Jamaica. Located at 10 Louis Street, Savannah Lamar. They provide healthcare for the entire family, women's health and reproductive care, in-hospital care, general surgery, colonoscopy, major and minor surgical procedures, imaging services, and much more. Telephone 876-955-3154. Royal Winchester Hospital. Royal care at an affordable cost.
It's just some of your way. Let's go. Upgrade your ride with the sweet summer sale from the JTA Cooperative Credit Union.
Educators take the driver's seat with the sweet summer sale from the JTA Credit Union. Ride in style with a new car or take that well-deserved vacation with a personal loan. Low interest rates, flexible terms, and fast approval. It's your summer your way. For more info, call 876-618-1706.
The sweet summer sale from the JTA Cooperative Credit
Serving
Union.
our members, impacting lives positively.
School is back in session, so let's see if you are quiz competition ready. In a right-angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Who gave us that theorem? That's right, Pythagoras. Which city is home to the United Nations headquarters? That's New York City. And here's another one. Which country invented the Olympic Games over 2,700 years ago? If you said Greece, that's correct. The answer is Greece. If you got them right, you're sharp enough to follow the battle of the year. From September 22 to 26, Jamaica's best journalists face off in the nationwide quiz competition. Live from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. 5 days, 5 rounds. One winner will be crowned Quiz Champion of the Year. The nationwide quiz competition. Knowledge has no borders and class is always in session.
Is the time you'd chatter, you'd pack, you'd feel unite right now. No silence. it's you youth. You have to stand for your rights now. Now is the time.
We in the town of the people. This is down the U-Bot, but the speed don't make a rhythm. Really good, this coming your way like I was saying. Me and me brethren, them a sit down on the corner. Like up the fire and a wild green banana. Later we have to go igloo out of Elsa. Make a little stop by my girlfriend Lana. Long time when I see her, when a long time I wanna. Plays up the music, now decide that I'll be my yard. I feel like jamming to the reggae beat. Bubble up your body, just move your feet. I feel like jamming to the sweet vibration. Whoa, sweet Jamaica. If you love Jamaica, let me see your hand. Raise it to the sky and let me see your hand. If you love Jamaica, let me see your hand. Land of sweet Jamaica. Sweet Jamaica. All over the world, them have the jam rock fever. One strong people with a powerful culture. Baba with style are the fastest runner. Jamaican girls, them sweet like sugar. Ackee and starfish and coconut water. The Blue Mountain make you fly a little higher. I feel like jamming to the reggae beat. Dance to the rhythm and move your feet. Jamming to the sweet vibration. Whoa, sweet Jamaica. If you love Jamaica, let me see your hand. Whoa, raise it to the sky and let me see your hand. Whoa, if you love Jamaica, let me see your hand. Whoa, sweet Jamaica. Sweet Jamaica. Sweet Jamaica. Sweet, sweet Jamaica, we not left ya. Love me ackee and my saltfish, we not left ya. Champion man banana, we not left ya. I'm a big flower dumpling, we not left ya. Ain't nothing like the sweet cool breeze a jam down. String up the sun, while it vibes can't done. Reggae music beautiful and people just a have fun. Jerk on a place, I worry about fish a steam down. Me proud of me island. Lord of God, me say me proud of me island. Come in Vegas, we proud of me island. Outlaw Josie will me say me proud of me island. Sweet Jamaica, if you love Jamaica, let me see.
Welcome back to the Talk of Youth radio show, the voice of Jamaican youth, coming to you right here live on Nationwide 90 FM. And today you're listening to none other than the voice of your boy Malik, and I am covering a very critical and important topic. Today we are the voices of International Coastal Cleanup Day 2025, ICC 2025. And if you've just joined us, if you're here with us earlier, you'd have been outside with Pepita earlier, where she was covering all of the festivities behind this monumental day when we have taken a stand to help protect our coastline. And I'm so excited later on to hear from some of the volunteers about what has happened today at the different coastal cleanup initiatives launched across the island. So this year, well, firstly, if we didn't know, International Coastal Cleanup Day was founded in 1985 by the Ocean Conservancy, a non-profit organization dedicated to protecting the ocean and its wildlife. And this is globalist. It's an international event. As the name suggests, it's ICC. And so it's really volunteer driven. The event is driven by volunteers, with millions of people participating worldwide to collect trash and debris and raise awareness about marine pollution. And I think it becomes even more critical in island states or small island developing states, SIDS like Jamaica, that depend so heavily on the ocean, the marine population, for different things, for fishing, for sport, for tourism, that we take a stand to protect our marine and coastal environment. And so this global event, held annually on the third Saturday of September, where volunteers come together to clean up beaches, rivers and coastal areas, is a significant part of not just the country but the environmental calendar. So this year makes it 40 years, a very significant year, that International Coastal Cleanup Day has been taking place. And so after, it's not just, oh, just clean up the trash and leave it there. after the event actually serves as a data collection effort or tool, helping researchers understand the types and sources of marine debris and informing policy decisions to reduce pollution. Because most of the times, from the data that we receive or collect from the different types of trash that we pick up along the coastline, it is able to inform policy when it comes down to maybe garbage collection generally in a society or in a community, and how it is we can inform and educate people to reduce, reuse, recycle, to also conserve as methods that they can use to limit their waste disposal or waste collection. Now, the impact of ICC globally and more so locally is very, very huge. You know, as we said first, have good advantages, you know, the tons of thousands of trash collected. In 2024, over 30,000 tons of trash were collected during ICC Day events worldwide. I can't even quantify in my head what 30,000 tons of trash should look like, but it shows you the impact and why it is we're encouraging our listeners and our viewers to make sure that you also practice healthy and positive waste disposal and recycling steps so that we can protect the ill effects of coastal erosion and damage to this very, very critical part of our landscapes. And of course, raising awareness. You know, the event raises awareness about the impact of human activity on the environment and encourages individuals to take action to reduce their waste and protect the ocean. I hate, for example, going to a beach. You know, as part of our Jamaican culture, you know, go to the beach on the summertime or on the holidays and you bring your food, and your food is in certain containers. It doesn't matter if it's a paper box or a bag or a wrapper. I hate when you finish, you just leave it there on the beach. How are we protecting our coastline if we do that? So make sure that you are taking up your trash, you're recycling, and also at home, because when it rains, we can see as well the effects on our coastlines, because many of our societies have gullies and streams and rivers, and when it is, you may think you throw some trash away improperly in your community and the rains come, it washes it straight down to the sea. And so we want to make sure that we protect ourselves and how we dispose of our waste so that our precious commodity of our coastline is always protected. And of course, an event such as ICC or International Coastal Cleanup Day fosters great community engagement and promotes a sense of ownership and responsibility for protecting not just our community but our local and national environment or environs. Very, very critical. And we get to network. So just this year, you know, when I was reading up on ICC 2025 and the excitement behind it this year, and it is spearheaded locally by the JET, the JET, Jamaica Environmental Trust, they had more than 142 groups registered, prepared to lead over 200 bleach cleanups across all 14 parishes this morning under the theme See the Change. And the word see is not the I-C, it is the sea as in the Caribbean Sea, S-E-A. So a nice play on words. And so big up to the Jamaica Environmental Trust, JET, and their many partners, the Tourism Enhancement Fund, Scotiabank Jamaica, CMEX, PAC, Kingston Airport Limited, BD Gregg and Brothers, General Accident, International Ingredients, BRK Limited, HJB Jamaica Limited, Couric Investments Limited, the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, and the Rotary Club of Ligonier Plains as partners with the Jamaica Environment Trust JET to spearheading what ICC Day 2025 looks like right here at home in Jamaica. So I know this 40th anniversary is very big. I was listening in at some of the different activities, and I'm very, very curious to see what our data collection looks like this year. Because again, as part of the ICC Day, we see where the data from the types of trash that we pick up is very informative. We should have also informed what our government does. So remember, we have now, for example, a plastic straw ban. We start to use more cardboard boxes versus styrofoam boxes for food and meals, and paper bags versus what we used to call the ladder or scannel bags, because activities like International Coastal Cleanup Day has helped to inform and educate us about things that need to change in terms of our disposal. So if you also participated in International Coastal Cleanup Day, or you have some recommendations as well, young people, that you want to share, or listeners that you want to share about how we can inform ourselves or educate ourselves about proper waste disposal, recycling techniques that we can employ, and also if you're participating in International Coastal Cleanup today, what was that experience like? You can call call us in that studio today at 630-937-124. That's 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, or 630-9374. And let's hear from you about your International Coastal Cleanup Day 2025 experiences, as well as your recommendations on how we can practice good waste disposal. I'm excited because after the little break that's going to come up now, we'll be joined soon by some volunteers as well who have participated in International Coastal Cleanup Day, as well as one Ashana Jackson, Public Relations and Communications Officer for the Kingston Harbour Cleanup Project Grace Kennedy Foundation, about her experiences today at ICC 2025. So stick and stay, don't go away. This is the Talk Up Youth radio show, the voice of Jamaican youth, coming to you live here on Nationwide 90 FM. Talk Up Youth, Mr. Fit Talk Up Youth. We'll soon come back.
Beat the heat with Fontana Pharmacy and ATL. From August 18th to September 19th, spend $10,000 or more at any Fontana Pharmacy island-wide and you'll have a chance to win amazing prizes. And the grand prize, a brand new AC unit from ATL. Simply write your full name, telephone number, social media handle, and email on the back of your receipt and place it in the entry box in store. Conditions apply. Visit our socials and website for more details. Authorized under the Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Korean solid surface, so versatile and beautiful. It's non-porous, no sealing necessary, renewable and repairable, so easy to clean and maintain, and can be thermoformed into any shape. Choose Korean, the #1 solid surface in the world, when you want beauty and the best for your countertop. Visit Home International Limited, located at 104 Constance Ring Road. Telephone 755-1970
or 276-6448.
Want a pharmacy that is more than a pharmacy? A wellness center? Then visit Sunshine Pharmacy Limited, located at 7 Bryant Crescent, Maypen. They offer naturopath, reflexology, and hydrotherapy services. Also blood glucose, blood pressure, blood cholesterol, pregnancy, and other tests done. 10% discount for senior citizens. Great gift ideas, school, herbal supplies, and substance abuse counseling available. Telephone 9869085. Sunshine Pharmacy. Better health, naturally.
Loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Loan vibes, loan laughs, and loan entertainment. Come on the road with me. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. Don't forget to big up my DJ. DJ Jerome, the shell boss, I'm gonna make your bus to pew pew with the baddest, and latest tune. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. for Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
Talk up youth and talk the truth. I ask the bush that representing for Talk Up Youths here and Nationwide 90 FM every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bush.
Welcome back to the Talk Up Youth Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, coming to you live here on Nationwide 90 FM. And if you're just joining us, today we are the voices of International Coastal Cleanup Day 2025, ICC 2025, under the theme See the Change. And you know, earlier you're listening to the voice, obviously, of the boy Malik, and we were discussing just some of the advantages and the history and the rationale behind ICC, or International Coastal Cleanup Day. But now we are joined by Ashana Jackson, Public Relations and Communications Officer for the Kingston Harbour Cleanup Project Grace Kennedy Foundation. Good morning, Ashana, and welcome to the Talk Up Youth Radio Show.
Good morning to all of your listeners, and thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for joining us. We just want to find out, first and foremost, happy International Coastal Cleanup Day. Why is being a part of ICC so important to you and the Kingston Harbour Cleanup Project?
Happy International Coastal Cleanup Day to you and to all of your listeners. ICC Day is so important just as a young person and to everyone in general, because beach cleanups are so important for awareness. Yes. I don't know if you know, but our coastline is currently under threat and under severe crisis because of plastic pollution and just marine pollution in general. We're seeing a lot of plastic bottles, a lot of other debris that should not be on our beaches. And so ICC Day is a day where we can all come together across the island and across the world and help to make real change by participating in the cleanup, cleaning up our beaches, and showing real environmental stewardship. Because, you know, we have to keep Jamaica clean. Yes. Our island is so beautiful. And the Kingston Harbour Cleanup Project is focused on reducing the pollution of Kingston Harbour. And Kingston Harbour is such a beautiful treasure to Jamaica. It's so important to our economy.
Yes.
And it's so important to keep it clean.
Thanks so much for that. Tell us a little bit about what was the experience like being on the ground today for ICC 2025.
Today was so exciting, so much high energy, so much enthusiasm from all across the island and our partners. We had Recycling Partners of Jamaica out there with us today. They partnered with us and supported the cleanup by collecting all of the plastic bottles that we collected this morning. We had the Digital Foundation out as well in their numbers, supporting the initiative. We had DNG Foundation, we have the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation come out as well. So it was really, really high energy, really good vibes, and we really came together to make a real difference on Gunboat and Buccaneer Beach this morning.
I love that. Can you say back approximately how many volunteers you had today?
We had almost 300 volunteers this morning.
Wow, congrats on that.
Yes, thank you. And it just really goes to show the enthusiasm that is growing and the interest that is growing from corporate entities and people in Jamaica about environmental stewardship and keeping our island clean.
I like that. I know I can't press you too much, but do you have any preliminary data as to what the volume or the ton or the measurement of collection of debris that was taken up from your beaches today?
Go again, sorry?
Are you able to share any approximation about, you know, how much debris was collected today?
I have a secret, or not a secret, but I have a sneak peek at some data. I was actually just given some numbers.
Yes.
So this is an exclusive for you.
Oh.
But we were actually able to collect, let me just double check something. So the DNG Foundation was able to collect, they were our heavyweight champions this morning.
Wow.
And that team was able to, and it was just a team of 5, they were able to collect together 794 pounds of waste in just under 3 hours. So that was really amazing.
Wow. So
we don't have the total waste numbers as yet, but that's what I can share.
But just that alone, as you've said, 5 persons have helped to make such a great impact in terms of weight. So can you imagine if an extra person comes and another extra person comes and adds to the number of volunteers, how much more waste we could have collected in that time?
Exactly. And just to show that was just a team of 5, and then once the numbers come in, can you imagine what the 200, almost 300 volunteers
will look like
collected together?
Exactly. Tell us a little bit about, if you can, what does the day look like in terms of, is it teams are only selected to volunteer and collect only bottles, or this team collects refrigerator and metals? What does it look like in terms of logistics?
So when persons come in, they register and we put them into teams of 5, right? So we have 2 persons that will first hold the garbage bags, and then the other 2 persons will be collecting whatever items that they can fit and find on the beach that can go into the garbage bag. And then we have 1 person that is the scribe. So data collection is super important during beach cleanups, because we have to send this valuable data to our partners so that we can measure how much we're collecting and then see how we can reduce those numbers each year. So the scribe will collect those numbers so that we're able to say the total waste at the end. We have those persons picking up the bottles. No one is particularly assigned the heavier items. I mean, most people will assign it to the manpower, right? Because the ladies can't lift up the fridge. The fridges that we find. We even found some car parts today.
Wow.
So what they will do is they will, wherever they find it on the beach, they will bring our attention to it, and then we'll get a team to carry those heavier items to the front to our scales to get weighed as well.
Excellent. Have you noticed, in the time that you've been a part of ICC, because I'm sure this is not your first rodeo in terms of an ICC, any change in the data or the types of items? Because I was saying to listeners earlier that, it's so critical that ICC has a data collection component to it, because that can help inform our governments about policies to put in place that can impose upon citizens positive or better recycling practices and waste disposal. So have you found in your experience any change in items being disposed of or the way in which they're being disposed of that can help our listeners?
Well, the project has implemented 9 interceptor barriers at the mouth of the most polluting gullies in Kingston, right? And that started in 2022 with our latest deployment at Balmazi Gully in 2025. So those interceptor barriers are really working every day to trap the waste at the mouth of the gully so that we're not seeing so much float up on our harbor and on our beaches. So today, compared to previous years, we're seeing a lot less of the garbage that we would normally see after a heavy shower of rain and during these beach cleanups. But the types are still generally remaining the same. We're seeing bottles, we're seeing household items, but we aren't seeing as many plastic bags and food containers, and that obviously would have been due to the implementation of the ban on those items by our government.
Tell our listeners a little bit about these interceptor barriers. What are they? What are they exactly?
For sure. So interceptor barriers are floating booms. They're floating PVC booms that we have deployed and anchored at the mouth of the gullies.
Yes.
And they act as a guard for the garbage that will wash down the gullies after a heavy shower of rain. Unfortunately, our gullies are heavily polluted when they were really meant to just be storm drains for the runoff of water. So the interceptor barriers are working to trap the waste at the mouth of gullies, and then our team goes out and assesses what the barriers have captured.
Right.
And then they will go in and harvest that waste from the barriers, whether it be a manual harvest or a harvest with an excavator. And then once that garbage is collected, we bring it to our offloading sites where it is sorted for proper disposal. So it's sorted into plastics and non-plastics.
Excellent. And thanks for sharing that, because I'm sure as well, as part of just, International Coastal Cleanup Days of the past, things like creating these barriers would have come as recommendations from previous initiatives of International Coastal Cleanup Day, yes?
Yes, so the project really started as a collaborative initiative and a pilot project between the Grace Kennedy Foundation, the Ocean Cleanup, which is a Dutch non-government organization, and Clean Harbors Jamaica Limited. And they all came together and identified this shared mission of saving our harbor and reducing the pollution of it. So they brainstormed. They have scientists and engineers coming up with the design of the barriers and how each solution will be tailored to each gully that is polluting Kingston Harbor. As I said earlier, we've identified the most polluting gullies in Kingston, and we're deploying these barriers at those gullies.
Environmental stewardship in action. And finally, Ashana, what advice would you have to give to any young person listening why it's important not just to take part in ICC, but to keep your environment and your coasts protected?
What advice would I share to our listeners?
Yes.
I would say that this island, this environment that we're living in, it is our home, right? And it's so important to keep our space clean because we want to live healthy, clean, long lives. It's not just important to us, but to future generations that are coming after us. The pollution that we're seeing is damaging our marine life.
Yes.
It's damaging economies. You know, our fisher folk depend so heavily on our harbor and our waterways and our beaches for our livelihood. So if we are to damage these things, eventually those things are going to die as well. And so we really need to just practice good environmental stewardship, be good environmental stewards, so that we can keep these things that are so central to our life as Jamaicans alive and well.
I love that. Ashana
And to keep our gullies clean as well.
Okay.
No trash in our gullies.
Ashana Jackson, Public Relations and Communications Officer for the Kingston Harbour Cleanup Project, Grace Kennedy Foundation. Thank you so much, Ashana, for joining us today and for edutaining and informing our listeners about how it's so important to celebrate ICC and ICC 2025, which is 40 years this year. I mean, we've been doing it for quite some time. And so happy for the work that you are doing.
Thank you so much for having me.
Stick and stay, don't go away. This is the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, and today we are the voices of ICC 2025. Let's switch over to a break. Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie. Talk Up Youth.
Friendly staff at Town Center Pharmacy. They are confident in handling all your pharmaceutical needs. Even if you're not filling a prescription, they have toys, books, houseware, and gift items in store. Special discounts for Unicomer employees. Open Monday to Saturdays 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit Town Center Pharmacy at Shop 2317 Burke Road, Spanish Town. Telephone 984-5022.
Creative Building Finishes is celebrating 25 years of transforming Jamaican spaces. And we're saying thank you in a big way. Enjoy up to 25% off select items all year long. From bold tiles to breathtaking bathrooms and kitchens. Discover everything you need to create your dream space. Visit us at 5 Red Hills Road or online at creativebuildingfinishes.com. Creative Building Finishes.
Your beautiful finish begins here.
Get immediate attention from the family-friendly staff at Town Center Pharmacy. They are confident in handling all your pharmaceutical needs. Even if you're not filling a prescription, they have toys, books, houseware, and gift items in store. Special discounts for Unicomer employees. Open Monday to Saturdays 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit Town Center Pharmacy at Shop 2317 Burke Road, Spanish Town. Telephone 984-5022.
Outperform, outlast. We top performance. Chakama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy electrodes, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilti, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply, service what we sell.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Lone vibes, lone laughs, and lone entertainment. Come on the road with it. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But one on there, don't forget to pick up my DJ. DJ Jerome, the shell boss, I'm gonna make your bus to pew pew with the baddest, and latest tune. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. for Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
Exciting news! The Design Design Studio Nationwide 90 FM just got a whole lot bigger. Join us this and every Saturday now from 1 to 3 p.m. for an exclusive show that elevates your home, mind, and soul. Discover the latest interior design trends to create your dream sanctuary. Unlock your true potential with personal growth strategies. Nourish your body and spirit with expert wellness tips. Don't miss out on the inspiration you need to live your best life. Tune in to the Design Studio this and every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. and take the first step towards a more fulfilling you.
Make me sweat, make me harder.
Goldline Pharmacy, your friendly community pharmacy located at Main Street, Chapelton, is the place for all your prescription and over-the-counter drugs. They also offer blood pressure and blood sugar checks at a minimal cost. All major health cards are accepted and discretionary discounts are available. Get all your household and gift items for all occasions at very reasonable prices. Open Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Goldline Pharmacy. Their first responsibility is serving their customers. Telephone 876-785-0128.
This is Nikisha Barnes representing for Talk Up Radio, a Talk Up Youth production held every Saturday 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Talk Up Youth, myself, Talk Up Youth.
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it.
Yo, is it? Are you kidding me?
Ghost, yeah. So we are coming with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reap and we coursing on full. Oh, we no rise and boast. Yeah, we give thanks that we need it the most. We have to give thanks that we really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all for my life and my thank God for the journey, the earnings are just for the plus. Yeah, and gratitude is a must. Yeah, me see blessings fall by my right hand. Was a toast for the friends that they call me below. One time did sit down in a class and we wrote that only said the road and we go on with the road. Third form, me say me try a thing, and you know it formed out to be a fire thing. Now up on stage with chronic, say I sing, yeah, see me all big, you soon get the higher ring like hello brother. Me say I had to shut ya, saw your post the spectacular photo. Keep it burning, yes, that's the motto. If me the butter pass through your shot to get fall in a life, man. Me have to thank God for the journey, the earnings are just for the plus. Yeah. And gratitude is a must. Yeah, me see blessings fall by my right hand. But I toast to the friends who take off me below. One time they sit down in a class and we pour them. Only said we go them, go on with it, go on with it. That's how our blessings upon me. And send me to tell them a story. That's how our blessings upon me. That's how I've been to give him the glory. I'm delighted. Jah knows I'm a passion ignited. Got the music get me excited. I'm coming like a potion. Blessings all for my life and my thank God for the journey, the earnings are just for the plus. And gratitude is a must. Yeah, me see blessings fall by my right hand. But I toast for the friends who take off every load. One time did sit down in a class and we poured that only said the road and we go on with the road. Toast, yeah. Toast. Oh, we no rise and boast. Yeah, we give thanks. We have to give thanks that we really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all for my life and my thank God for the journey, the earnings are just for the plus. Yeah. And gratitude is a must. Yeah, me see blessings fall by my right hand. But I toast for the friends who take off every load. One time did sit down in a class and we poured that only said the road and we go on with the road. Toast. Yeah. Talk up youths. Hey. Oh yeah, boy. Listen. Right about now we won't tell them. We tell them say youths. You have to stand for you right now. Now is the time. Youth for chatter, youth for act, and youths for unite right now. No silence. You youth. You have to stand for you right now. Now is the time.
Yeah, yard man. Yeah, yard man, don't respect. I want to I respect and love, man, to all Jamaica, no matter where in the world. One eye, like I own you. No matter where in this world I go, I am a Jamaican. No birthday but I have to show, cause I am a Jamaican. No matter where in this world I go, I am a Jamaican. No birthday but I have to show, cause I am a Jamaican. I have Jamaican walk, them here Jamaican talk, cause I am a Jamaican. Them here Jamaican chat, them say Jamaican map, cause I am a Jamaican. Now everywhere in this world I go, I am a Jamaican. I know ID I will have to show, cause I am a Jamaican. Them say, Lord, what a boy can run, that is a Jamaican. When they see the Rasta man from Jamaica, that is a Jamaican. Dressmaker, baker, tailor, shoemaker, market, woman in a donkey cart. Rivers and streams, fountains and mountains, in a Jamaica we have it all. Now everywhere in the world I go, I am a Jamaican. No good papers I have to show, cause I am a Jamaican.
Welcome back to the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, the voice of Jamaican youth, coming to you live right here on Nationwide 90 FM. And today we have been the voices of ICC International Coastal Cleanup Day 2025. We're just joined by Ashana Jackson from the Kingston Harbour Development Project, who was telling us all about the experiences there and what they did today. And now we are joined as him coming to the studio in the nice AC. He just went. Co-producer himself and co-host Cardin Eccleston. It's still morning. Good morning, Cardin.
Good morning, Jamaican people. It feels so good to be in this nice AC. You know, Malik, I just need to stop taking things for granted now, because I'm telling you, out there is a different story.
How was ICC? I know you were out there at Pepita earlier today. What was that like?
Great. It was a great experience, Malik. I tell you, it was a great experience. I just really enjoyed the moment, seeing all, like, everybody just coming together and just helping to just clean up the coastal lines. I saw some schools. I saw some soldiers. I saw various organizations coming out and actually helping towards this project. I should also big up NEPA for actually, putting together this initiatives every single year, and I think they're going out there tomorrow at Helshaw to continue the efforts of cleaning up the coastal line. So it was a great.
So even though today is International Coastal Cleanup Day, the National Environmental Planning Agency, NEPA, has decided to carry it over.
Yes, into tomorrow. So they're going to, I think, Helshaw.
Okay.
Helshaw tomorrow to continue their efforts. But I tell you, it was a great experience. I see little kids. I even saw someone outside fishing. I was like, okay, this is.
So they are even teaching the young people, or the younger young people, from early responsible environmental protection and why it's important. Why do you think, though, Cardin, from your experiences out there today, so many people came out?
I think persons really nowadays are seeing the effect more than ever, especially with the heavy rainfalls yesterday.
Oh boy!
Oh my God, Malik! I tell you, I think that persons are now actually taking this seriously. And when you were younger, you always hear them say, "Don't throw the bottles outside the window when you're driving in cars. Don't dispose of the garbage in the gully, all that." But now persons are actually seeing the effects of this. So I think that's why persons are actually now taking up the fort and actually going out there and trying their best to maybe just use a little bar time with them have, I guess, to just try to make any efforts they can to help save the coastal line while they can.
Anything interesting or unique that you saw them pick up today?
There was a lot of tires for sure.
Oh boy.
A lot of tires. Me I say, Malik, how so much tires reach? Tears up.
Yeah.
A lot of tires. One of them things say it was a mechanic shop or something, Malik. I saw a lot of plastic bottles. Like, I was wondering, how so much plastic bottles
exist,
Malik. I tell you, and I think a lot of other debris was out there. You know, a lot of persons were just taking in whatever they can. A lot of seaweeds was out there on the beach. What was actually interesting to me, they actually had a weighing station actually right beside the Nationwide booth. You know, and everybody was just lining up to come and weigh their garbage and weigh how much stuff they collected. So it was really interesting to watch. I think one person collected over 1,000 bottles. I think it was a group of persons, you know, so it was really good to watch. It was really just great to see everyone just participate.
So you didn't pick up anything? Oh yeah, but it was really great to watch. You pick up anything?
Listen, I was out there
pick up a one-backer?
and helping Pepita, the great outside broadcast that was here live on Nationwide. So you know, that was my job.
I see. So you get a little blind then. So tell me something though. You said they were bringing the things to the weighing station.
Yeah.
Did they separate them like plastic bottles versus plants and other debris?
Yes, they did. And it was surprising in terms of how many plastic bottles different from how many tires and then how many, you know, papers. You know, so everything was separated, you know, into
their components.
Yeah, into their own components, and you know, they would be going to wherever they need to go. Then the recycling companies of Jamaica will be taking the bottles, and you know, all those stuff were put in place. So
I struggle though because, well, firstly, you said something very curious that you also saw lots of seaweed and algae being created.
Yeah.
Because I think as well, and it's important that we educate and inform our listeners. You know, there's a little difference between seaweed versus algae. Well, my little geography knowledge that I did in CXC, big up my CXC geography teacher, Miss Celestine delivering for Collins, wherever she is right now. But what I remember is, because you said there's a lot of it, which means an overgrowth of it. What people don't realize is when you take part in irresponsible waste disposal, for example your soda bottles and your food that you throw away and it ends up in the sea or in these water bodies, the minerals and nutrients from those things make extra overgrowth or cause a lot of overgrowth of this algae and seaweed happen. So whatever the good Lord wants to be in the sea, the normal components of seaweed, it becomes broader because we're adding too much nutrients or unnecessary unwanted nutrients to the sea because of the waste that we add there. And so it causes this overgrowth. And with this overgrowth, you don't even realize sometimes it stifles the aquatic sea life.
It does, especially
because it's just too much for the crabs and the turtles and the other sea animals that are there. So we have to be careful, because even as Ashana said earlier and shared with us earlier, it is our coastline and it has so much wide impacts across so many different sectors we don't even realize. So that's when you said the seaweed, I want to just plug that and say there's a little distinction between seaweed and algae from what I remember, but also this is what causes the extreme overgrowth. Because I even remember the other day, I think earlier in the year, I went on the sea. I think I went on a cruise, a boat ride. And when I went, the captain was even explaining to us that yes, this is very unusual. We saw a lot of seaweed, especially near the Kingston Harbour area or the Kingston Harbour remit near Palisades as well. And just a whole heap, and we're like, this is very, very unusual. But when you have that type of pollution as well, that influences the sea with all these extra nutrients, you're going to have that overgrowth as well.
You know,
that can cause
what was also funny on our way going to the area in which we were designated to set up and stuff. There was a lot of other tents and a lot of other corporate companies was there. And along Palisades there were other set of persons, you know, everybody coming in their different groups, setting up their tents. So it was not necessarily focused on just one aspect of the Palisades. You know, coming in from Harbour View. We had I think it was some students from Immaculate came. They were also coming from Harbourview Beach, cleaning up some garbage, also taking up some plastic bottles. So, you know, it was widespread. It was not just one area of that section. So that was definitely good. I liked how the corporate companies came in. We had National Bakery, we had Jamaican Boilers, we had Odpem. We have all those companies just coming together and just putting their own effort into.
And it shows as well that these companies also recognize the importance of protecting the environment.
Yes,
it's ours to protect. But you know, in reflecting though, because you know, after each event every year, I'm sure even the persons, the movers and shakers who put together reflect on how it could be improved. Was there anything you saw that they could do to improve or enhance what they're already doing?
Boy, what I would say though, everything was going good. But what I would say though, Malik, the sun is unbearable.
Well, them can't kill the sun.
The sun is unbearable. But what I would say is, I think that more rehydration waters or rehydration stations issued to persons or volunteers, because may I tell you, Malik, the sun is not normal, and being there from 9 to 11 and we actually seeing some persons there before, so
I guess it's 2 hours, but again, you said the rehydration stations are important.
David, we are telling you, David, the sun and the beach different.
Apparently, beach sun and land sun are 2 different types of sun.
Boy, me I tell you, but it was. But what I would say though, I think a lot of refreshment should have been provided more for for the participants and the volunteers. But overall, it was a great experience. I think it was one of my first beach cleanups. I normally have cleanups, but it's normally on Labor Day and stuff.
Right.
This was one of my first one on the beach. So it was a good experience for the most part.
And I think when we at Talk Up Radio discuss topics like this, when we discuss these topics, we always try to link them to the Sustainable Development Goals. And Sustainable Development Goal SDG 14 deals with life below water, and SDG 6 aims to deal with clean water and sanitation, ensuring availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all, addressing critical health and environmental issues worldwide. So that general SDG that deals with clean water, because what people don't realize is, in some territories, they actually have to desalinate seawater to make fresh water because they aren't blessed with rivers or streams like us in Jamaica. That's a clean water one. But life below water, SDG 14, aims for to conserve and sustainably use the ocean, seas and marine resources for sustainable development by addressing marine pollution, overfishing, climate change impacts like ocean acidification, and promoting the sustainable management of marine coastal ecosystems to achieve healthy, productive oceans. So the Sustainable Development Goals are a focus again when we think about how it is through ICC as one example we are able to fulfill that goal. And just on another point as well, because Jamaica was very, very busy this week, and we were through governance, settling and appointing the different ministers of government and the cabinet and ministers of state. And it was very, very good to see that the Prime Minister, Dr. Honorable Andrew Holness, has instituted a specific ministry dedicated to climate change and climate action that is headed by Minister Matthew Samuda. I know he was a minister of state or minister in the office of the Prime Minister before, but now he has a full ministry.
I think it's water,
dedicated to environmental protection through climate change, climate action. And it shows as well the seriousness of the government, or the importance that the government places on the protection of the environment. And I'm sure we will hear further through the initiatives that the Honorable Matthew Samuda will take part in, how it is they're supporting things, not just like ICC, but other days to protect and defend and promote our environment. Very, very critical, I think. And I think it was important that we also mention that as to how we are impacting our own little island by ensuring that we protect our coastlines. But I'm glad you even said that, persons were out there fishing, but the reality is, you won't be able to fish if your environment isn't clean. So many people who also like seafood, as you remember, say it has to come from a clean sea, wasn't it dirty sea fish or dirty sea lobster. So we have to ensure at all costs that we protect. So I'm glad that you were able to get that experience and see for yourself why it's so important. And you even shared other little gems that we were teaching environmental sustainability to as young as the younger children. So from early they developed that culture to continue into adulthood, into other phases of their life, working towards protecting the environment.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was a great experience. I must say, it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I'm sure Pep share the same sentiment. We're all out there, just
I see you working in the fields, man, in the heat and the sand. But as you can see, it was for a bigger and greater cause than just the day. And so I'm curious to also hear when the 2 day, because basically you're saying it's 2 days, they're going to Helter tomorrow, which is really, really commendable. They're taking it outside of just ICC 2025 being on the Saturday to even extend it into Sunday. What the data will look like in terms of how much garbage and debris was collected and the types, because I think that is really critical to inform, policy and policy perspectives. But just shifting a little bit before we go to the break, Curtin, because you said a lot of bottles, and I struggle because I wonder if it's a case where we just need to put all drinks and liquids in cardboard boxes or box juice, because I'm wondering if we have to get to that stage. Because looking at this, for example, last year you said NEPA's 2024 at Shipwreck Beach Palisados results were there were 623 volunteers who participated. This is last year. 571 bags of waste collected, totaling 2,500 kilograms, aka 5,500 pounds. 247 bags were recyclables, 324 bags were non-recyclables, and the cleanup spanned approximately just a kilometer off the coastline. So I'm curious to even hear how those results contrast with the results this year. But my question is, I wonder now, as I said, because you speak about plastic bottles, if we have to just come, just like how we came to the decision to ban plastic straws, people must use the paper straw them or the bamboo straws, or if you can't, you buy your straw that you can bend and fold, the metal one, or you can go down and latch, so that we can protect our environment from the plastic straws. Then we moved away, or we tried to move away from the styrofoam boxes and using more cardboard boxes for our food, and then we also tried to move away from plastic bags and garbage bags to the reusable shopping bags and to the cardboard bags as well, to assist with that level of pollution going down. But plastic bottles still seems to be the weapon formed against us, and I'm wondering if it is we have to now also take a stand as a country with regards to plastic bottles.
Well, what I would say about that is, I think it's time now for us to, in a sense, invest into more biodegradable substances. In a sense, those are stuff that can decompose quickly by themselves. And I think that
because we're struggling, because all of our favorite drinks and even water, they come in water. They talk about it, water bottle, soda bottle. So I'm wondering if it is the scientists and the environmentalists and the policymakers have to really rethink this plastic bottle thing, because I will share something with you. I'll never forget when I was in high school, and that wasn't that very long ago. In a classroom, children sometimes would litter, and there was a bottle, I'll never forget it, a Sprite bottle in one of the floorboards. And when we pulled out that bottle, you know what the expiry date on that bottle was? 1988. 1988, and the plastic bottle was in pristine condition. So think about that. Over 30 years later, this Sprite plastic bottle is still there, looking fresh as a daisy. It means plastic, we know, is not biodegradable. So if you're finding so much plastic bottles, for example, on the coastline, in the oceans, what do we expect? It's going to kill off the ecosystem, it's going to kill off the marine life. So we really have to take a stand, I think, just like how we take a stand in terms of the straws and the bags and the boxes. We're going to have to take a stand, I think, as over the bottles. Because I remember as well, maybe you don't remember, but there are some drinks that used to be served in glass bottles, like Pepsi and D&G soda and cola champagne. Older people would remember that, and I've seen them as well. When you Google some of these old pictures, you'll see the bottles were actually glass bottles, and then they moved to the economically sound one now, which is the plastic bottles. I'm wondering now again if we need to shift again from plastic to cardboard box. I mean, we already have box juice, so maybe have to use a thicker box, so at least the box will degrade and it's biodegradable, but the plastic thing is a thing of concern. So I think a part of the whole International Coastal Cleanup Day again is, yes, you're celebrating, but you have to take these things very seriously into consideration. So we can see if that influences the change in what the debris or the data or the waste looks like at the end of this cleanup activity every year. So that has been, International Coastal Cleanup Day and our discussion on International Coastal Cleanup Day 2025 this year, and just some do-it-yourself clean habits that you can use to help, because no matter how you think, you're throwing the garbage away here on the land, as Cardine was even saying today, look at the rain. When the rain comes and the water comes, it's going to wash everything down to the sea, to the coast. So, bring your own reusable bottles, bags and utensils where you go. Say no to single-use plastics. Sort your waste and recycle. I mean, recycling doesn't take 2 minutes, guys. Trust me on that one. I, for example, practice recycling. I mean, I collect all my plastic bottles, and then there are different little skips. If you go to the gas station, there are certain places that recycling partners have set up, common areas or high traffic areas that you can go to deposit these bottles. For example, at the university campuses, they have various recycling stations across the campus, but if you can't even get there, I know in some of the towns, I realized recently, even in Montego Bay, I saw the mayor there installing some across the town and city, and I'm sure that will be reflected in the other towns and cities across the parishes across the island. So, sort your waste, recycle, because it helps. And in sorting your waste, when you have biodegradable things, it can become compost. And a lot of people are fertilizer, and a lot of people are into backyard gardening as well. So you can recycle to help that. Organize, your monthly mini cleanups in even your own community. Don't just wait on ICC the third Saturday in September to come up, or Labor Day to do a little mini cleanup. Start with a little mini cleanup in your youth group, your police youth club, your community youth groups, to assist with these mini cleanups, because each hand makes the load light. And of course, speak up, tell your family, friends, your co-workers, your colleagues at school why protecting our beaches or coastline matters by doing these simple do-it-yourself things. Very, very important. So that was ICC 2025, and we do hope that you have embodied the theme to see the change and also be the change that we want to SCAC to help protect our beloved Caribbean Sea. So stick and stay, don't go. We will be shifting gears a little bit now. When we come back, we'll be moving away now from the ICC into a discussion about artificial intelligence and cyber crimes and how technology is also impacting our lives in society. Stick and stay, don't go away. This is the Talk Up Youth radio show. Talk Up Youth, Mr. Faye. Talk Up Youth. We'll soon come back.
Brands is stepping into the future with a bold new look. They're now Aventa Jamaica. For 50 years, they have been your trusted partner in pharmaceutical distribution. From life-saving medicines to everyday wellness, they deliver quality, reliability, and care across the island. They remain committed to advancing healthcare, supporting pharmacists, and building a healthier Jamaica together. Aventa Jamaica Limited, advancing health, enhancing lives.
Attention contractors, developers, and homeowners. Just a reminder, we have Glacier White Corian Solid Surface in stock for all your project needs. Choosing Corian for your project is the right choice. A choice you won't regret. It's durable, beautiful, and long-lasting. No sealing necessary. Corian, the #1 solid surface in the world. Second to none. Visit us at Home International Limited, 104 Constant Spring Road, Kingston 8. Telephone 876-755-1970 or 876-276-6448.
Want a pharmacy that is more than a pharmacy? A wellness center? Then visit Sunshine Pharmacy Limited, located at 7 Bryant Crescent, Maypen. They offer naturopath, reflexology, and hydrotherapy services. Also blood glucose, blood pressure, blood cholesterol, pregnancy, and other tests done. 10% discount for senior citizens. Great gift ideas, school, herbal supplies, and substance abuse counseling available. Telephone 9869085. Sunshine Pharmacy. Better health naturally.
exciting news! The design studio nationwide 90 FM just got a whole lot bigger. Join us this and every Saturday now from 1 to 3 p.m. for an exclusive show that elevates your home, mind, and soul. Discover the latest interior design trends to create your dream sanctuary. Unlock your true potential with personal growth strategies. Nourish your body and spirit with expert wellness tips. Don't miss out on the inspiration you need to live your best life. Tune in to the Design Studio this and every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. and take the first step towards a more fulfilling you.
Make me sweat, make me harder.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Loan vibes, loan laughs, and loan entertainment. Come on the road with we. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. Don't forget to pick up my DJ. DJ Jerome the Shell Boss, I'm gonna make your bus to pew pew with the maddest, baddest, and latest tune. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. for Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
The following hurricane tip is brought to you by Domus Windows and Doors. Ensure all drainage infrastructure around your house is clear and there is nothing nearby that could fall inside the drain to cause a blockage. The preceding hurricane tip was brought to you by Domus Windows and Doors. Telephone 876-619-1223.
You're sure to find just what you want at the Portmore Mall Pharmacy. They offer prescription and over-the-counter drugs, discount to senior citizens, and month-end discounts. All major health cards accepted. They also offer a wide variety of household and gift items, cosmetics, and customized gift baskets. Open Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Fridays to Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sundays, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Telephone 988-7639. Portmore Mall Pharmacy, bringing more to Portmore.
I've been praying for the break, praying for a way to get through. All I wanna do, all I wanna do, yeah. All I wanna do is live a little, breathe a little, and go and enjoy life. Cause every more to make a pickle, no matter what you trickle, cause things so alright. All I wanna do is live a little, breathe a little, and go and enjoy life. Cause every more to make a pickle, no matter what you trickle, cause things so alright. It's the pleasures and pressures of life we look into, so try your best to make time for joy when the sorrows and pain of life sets on you. We both know that there is no choice, cause every lesson is a blessing, no stressing or guessing. Life is for the living, we know. We just live it to the fullest and let the good times flow. Cause all I wanna do is live a little, breathe a little, and go and enjoy life. Cause every more could make a pickle, no matter what you trickle, cause things so alright. All I wanna do is live a little, breathe a little, and go and enjoy life. Cause every more could make a pickle, no matter what you trickle, cause things so alright. Hey, I've been feeling a little frustrated, feeling so lost. So many days that I have been working so hard. Cause here man say, live a little, breathe a little, and go and enjoy life. Cause every miracle make a miracle. Nobody watch it trickle, cause things so alright. All I wanna do is live a little, breathe a little, and go and enjoy life. Cause every miracle make a miracle. Nobody watch it trickle, cause things so alright. So much to learn, so much to see. Some make it hard when it can be a breeze. We seek peace and to live at ease. Free as can be like birds and the bees in the trees. Struggle we face is real. Happiness is scarce and it's easy to steal. There is beauty in despair. Comfort in the fear because we know that Jah is always there.
Welcome back to Talk Up Youth, the voice of the Jamaican youth here on the Revolutional Station, Nationwide 90 FM.
Freddie, what were you trying to sing? What were you doing? What were you doing?
I was trying nothing, don't judge. But we are here joined by Mr. Trevor Forrester. Are you here with us?
It's Forrest, yes, I'm
great.
So we're shifting gears a bit now. We were discussing International Coastal Cleanup Day earlier. Now we're shifting gear to speak a little bit more about in AI, first of all, artificial intelligence in Jamaica, and you know how it's influencing and shaping our social and economic landscape in Jamaica, specifically through the work of the National AI Task Force. And so we're joined by Trevor Forrest of 876 Technology Solutions, who's going to really be guiding us through this discussion on why it's important for us to have a task force. What are some of the recommendations that the task force has for us as Jamaicans?
Yeah.
And also just a little bit more about how we can protect ourselves while using AI. So welcome to the Talk Up Youth radio show, Mr. Forrest. How are you doing today?
Not bad at all. How are you?
We are good. Well, one of us is just coming from International Coastal Cleanup Day, so he's here sunburnt.
We're doing great. I'm doing great.
Yeah, we're shifting focus.
So
yes. So tell us a little bit about why the National AI Task Force exists.
All right. So what's important to realize, and if you haven't yet heard, artificial intelligence generally has become very important globally.
Yes.
Over the past 3 years, because of the fierce commercialization of what's called generative AI, which most people are aware of, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, those platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that has become, more and more obvious is the huge impact that artificial intelligence can have, not only for individuals, but also at a national or economic level, right? And as a result of that, many developed countries are taking huge advantage of it. But developing countries are also taking advantage of it because the thinking is that artificial intelligence can play an important role in leveling the playing field disparity between developed and developing countries, right?
Yes.
And how would it do that? One of the challenges in Jamaica, which is often talked about, is the issue of efficiency and productivity.
Right.
And one of the things that technology in general, ICTs, but even more so now, artificial intelligence can help us to do is to increase productivity and efficiency, which ultimately redounds to, national growth. So, realizing that the government, in its wisdom, decided that it was important to form a task force around artificial intelligence that initially was created to do some research and assessment of artificial intelligence as it relates to Jamaica within our national context.
Yes.
And then to come up with what we call policy recommendations that would allow the government to then determine what all needs to be done in order for all facets of Jamaica, public sector, private sector, academia, to take advantage of this thing called artificial intelligence for national growth.
So
the job of the task force was to come up with policy recommendations for the government around what we need to do to best realize the benefits of artificial intelligence.
So it's a very, very wide or expansive outlook that the task force is making.
Absolutely. We worked for about a year to, understand at various levels the impact that artificial intelligence and the different facets that, artificial intelligence would impact. And after a year of a lot of research, discussions, meetings, and so on, we came up with a policy recommendation document that is publicly available, actually, that prescribed certain key areas around, artificial intelligence as it relates to Jamaica. I mean, just to give you an idea.
Yes, please.
We're looking at artificial AI for innovation and economic growth. That's a major place for national development. But also, we looked at the concept of education and workforce development, because one of the biggest things that we saw from going out and doing some research is that the biggest concern people had was what artificial intelligence is going to do to their job.
Right.
And because we're really an employment-driven economy, so to speak, with a lot of industries that would be impacted by artificial intelligence, especially where people like to use technology to immediately replace people, which is not always a sound move, but we contemplated what had to happen and which areas artificial intelligence would impact and how we would need to treat that to sustain the workforce, what we would have to do insofar as upskilling and reskilling to treat with areas that would no longer require outright people to do certain tasks. So we looked at that. We also looked at, public awareness and education, sensitization, so people could better understand how to use the technology that is AI, how best to use it, what are the considerations. A huge one was, the ethical ramifications, the privacy ramifications, and so on. We also looked at what kind of infrastructure and technology needs to be in place so that people can best benefit from the use of artificial intelligence. And we found, a lot of interesting information there. And we also looked at the laws and regulations that need to be implemented to ensure that we have the proper guardrails and regulations and laws, so that some of the risks associated with AI use were contemplated and users and citizens would be properly protected. So those are some of the things that we looked at. It was a broad body of work, but we looked at a number of
different areas in coming together to create the policy. I wanted you to, if you could, with regards to education and AI, because you touched on it a bit, but how can our education system here in Jamaica prepare students for an AI-driven future? And what skills do you think are essential for the next generation piloting through AI?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So one of the things that is very important, and some of it has already started, because once we sent those recommendations to Cabinet, they were keen, especially the Education Minister, Dr. Dana Smith-Dixon, who at the time the task force was created, she was the Minister with responsibility for digital transformation.
Right.
And then she transitioned to education. some of the key components would have to be, and we've made these recommendations. Look, we have to start from as early as primary school.
Yes.
And we're talking about fundamental changes to the curriculum that would look to integrating not only AI but coding and so on into the curriculum from as early as primary school. Now, in order to do that, you can say it, but it's easier said than done. What you have to do then is you have to equip teachers to be able to understand and use the technology so that they can deliver the kind of training and instruction
to
that's
students.
Needed. But not only that, one of the things we thought would also be useful is at the same time to help teachers to see how the use of artificial intelligence technology could make their jobs easier, because teachers themselves are under a lot of pressure, lesson plans, and delivering the instruction in the classroom. So how we could help them to use the technology to make their job and their life easier. So things like grading. I mean, when a teacher has 5 different classes with 20, 30 students, and they're grading assignments, they have to sit down and do that. So trying to find, ways in which that would work. So what we would ultimately have is AI making things more efficient and easier for teachers.
Right.
And then at the same time, we would position our students from an early age to understand how to use AI properly, how to use it responsibly, because there are many ways, good and bad, that you can use artificial intelligence. But to use it responsibly, so that when they move from primary to secondary to tertiary and ultimately into the working world, they are equipped to fully realize the benefits of AI. So much in much the same way that everybody knows how to use Microsoft Office, Word and Excel, because we start teaching that from early. The goal is to inculcate that thinking from early, so that once you matriculate into the working world, you are equipped for that reality, which is a digital world driven and heavily dependent on artificial intelligence.
And I'm glad you mentioned as well that the teachers have to be very involved and at the forefront of this process. Because I was reading an article, I think, in the papers this week, and there's a whole debate about, especially at the tertiary level, how there are the complaints again about students utilizing AI, and the university trying to take the different tertiary institutions trying to take different steps to try and pivot and deal with that. But I think it's critical, as you've mentioned and underscored, that the teachers have to be also at the forefront of this process, so that they can then encourage students to use it positively versus negatively.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the role of the teachers, since the advent of technology in the classroom, has evolved, and it will continue to evolve to the point where teachers are now are more there to guide and to point students in the right direction to responsibly use technology, because gone are the days when the only person in the classroom who had access to the knowledge was the teacher.
Yes.
So what happens now is the teacher has to help students distill the array of knowledge, accurate or inaccurate, that they are exposed to on the internet and from Google and from all the different AI platforms. So the role of the teacher will continue to evolve, and if they're not equipped to treat with that, then there's going to be a huge disparity in how learning is delivered, because fundamentally learning is going to change with the use and adoption of artificial intelligence.
Thanks for that. As well, in discussing AI as a society, you can't discuss AI now without discussing cybersecurity and the potential risks and, the phobias that as a society we are grappling with today. With the growing presence of AI, what cybersecurity concerns do you think Jamaica should prioritize, and how can we mitigate on these potential risks?
Right. So that is one of the areas of my expertise, along with even more so than artificial intelligence, right?
That's great.
And so there are a couple of facets of artificial intelligence in the realm of cybersecurity that we have to take into consideration. Now, last week you may or may not have been aware that a report came out that Jamaica had been the target of over 34 million cyber attack attempts in the first quarter of this first half of this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one of the things that many of the practitioners in the cybersecurity space, while not surprised, it confirmed one of the suspicions that we had, and that was the fact that threat actors are now even more efficient and empowered because artificial intelligence platforms are now helping them to develop malware and phishing tools and so on at a hugely rapid rate.
Wow.
So one of the things that is a huge concern now is how do you adjust your security posture to treat with that reality? And understand, cybersecurity benefits from artificial intelligence on the defensive side and on the offensive side. So the hackers are using it to attack, but the various security platforms are also using it to mitigate the attacks. But what it says is that artificial intelligence is a critical component as it relates to cybersecurity. So again, when we're looking at protecting data, protecting systems, which is oftentimes a concern when we speak about artificial intelligence, security is a foundational component and consideration of that. So one of the things that we have to do now is, from the standpoint of cybersecurity, realize that the attacks are going to continue to increase even more fiercely now than before because of the benefits that artificial intelligence is affording threat actors. And we have to know, as businesses, from micro all the way up to the large enterprises, look at the way in which we invest in platforms to mitigate those, especially platforms using artificial intelligence to aid in mitigation of cyber threats.
I liked how you touched on that point, and I think I would like to mention it. Do you think that the ministry and persons in the various entities and partners, do you think that they anticipated this? Because I did remember, I think it was around in 2020 they established the Cybersecurity Act, in which the Data Protection Act. Do you think that persons really anticipated this in our sense?
We're not where we need to be. The awareness is growing.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're where we need to be. And the reason for that is I don't think, even in light of the various events and data breaches that have occurred, there are a couple of things that have not yet become painfully obvious. Even though the Data Protection Act and the Office of the Information Commissioner are established, there's a critical component in legislation that has not yet allowed the Office of the Information Commissioner to enforce the law.
Okay.
So there are no consequences for being lax in implementing the technical measures to protect your organization from these kinds of attacks, right? So that's one major thing. But even more so, many people, both individuals and organizations, just don't think that they will be a target. And because of that, in their mind, they don't justify, the level of investment that they need to make to protect their assets. Now, if you look on it from the standpoint that nobody in Jamaica builds a house without putting grills and fence and security and camera and all these things. Well, that didn't happen overnight. That was a direct response to a threat that everybody at some point in time came into contact with, and that is man broke in a house and thief things.
Yeah.
Not enough people have yet fallen victim to cyber attacks for it to become a crisis, so to speak.
Yeah, that's
right. And until that happens, people just don't take it seriously. And I was asked last week to give comment on that. And one of the things that I've proposed, and I continue to propose, is that in much the same way that we had an artificial intelligence task force, we need to have one for cybersecurity.
I'm right here in case anybody is listening. As a cybersecurity student at the University of Technology, I'm just putting, a student perspective, but I do agree with you 100%, Mr. Forrest, on that point.
Forrest.
Yeah. So we in the space see the risks. We know what's happening.
Yeah.
But I don't think it has become a crisis, so to speak. And let me tell you what's going to happen. Because, and this is being a victim of your own success. Because our constabulary force is doing such a good job reducing crime and murders and that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen is criminals are going to look for an alternative method of, making money and robbing people.
Yeah.
You know where they're going to go? They're going to go into the digital realm and become cyber criminals.
Yeah, secondary effect.
Because cyber crime in 2025, the value of cyber crime in 2025 was upwards of $10 trillion, which makes it the third largest economy behind China and the United States. It's good business. So it is going to be an attractive space for criminals to go in, and them don't need gun, them don't need, bullet and them something. Them sit down in front of a computer oftentimes in a AC and thief people money.
Yeah.
So it's going to become a crisis, and what we're proposing is that, look, let's get ahead of this thing before it becomes a crisis. Be a little proactive, and try to equip our citizens and our people to be able to respond to this when, not if it happens.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit as well about this impact of deepfakes and AI on Jamaica, and whether or not this digital identity that we have can be beneficial first and foremost, and what can we also do to enhance privacy and data protection in that regard.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. Again, great question, because coming on the heels of a general election, that was a big concern. Once again, misinformation, disinformation, the use of artificial intelligence to create deepfake videos and audio. Because, artificial intelligence platforms have gotten to the point now where you can quite effectively generate both video and voice of public officials.
Right.
So much so that you would see and hear them and not know that they're not real. And what has happened there is it lends itself to a huge trust deficit situation where people will simply not know what to believe. Right? So again, there needs to be policies and measures in place that allow for the management, mitigation, and enforcement of rules that prevent this kind of stuff from happening, because it's a real thing.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I've seen some of the latest technology around video creation and deep fakes, and I tell you, it's unbelievable. In fact, I'll give you a story really quickly if we have the time, and it perfectly shows the intersection between artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. Just last year, there was a financial institution in Asia that one of their senior financial managers, he received a request to transfer $25 million from one account to another. And being suspicious, this individual said, listen, I am not keen on this instruction.
Yeah.
So he engages his superiors and says, so can we have a meeting to discuss this? And they're like, sure, let's do it. And he goes on and they get on a Zoom meeting, a Zoom call, and he's seeing his superiors, and they have the discussion where they instruct him to carry out the transfer. And as soon as he makes the transfer, he then gets a call saying, hey, what's going on here? Who authorized it?
Right.
And he looks at him and says, well, you did. We had a meeting just, yesterday.
Yeah.
And you authorized me to do it. And what happened was the threat actors deep-faked the Zoom session.
Everything.
And completely
orchestrated the whole
deep-faked all of his superiors, instructed him in a very believable way to carry out the transfer and fleece $25 million.
Ooh.
Right? So it's a clear and present threat. And we kind of have to be mindful of that and make sure that we put things in place to treat with it.
Thanks for that. The National Artificial Intelligence Task Force is a comprehensive initiative aimed at exploring effective strategies to mitigate the risks posed by AI while unlocking its opportunities. Established in July 2023, this task force comprises experts from various sectors, including private industry, academia, civil society, and the government. The task force's primary objective is to address the challenges associated with AI, such as bias, privacy concerns, job displacement, and potential misuse, while harnessing its benefits in areas like education, healthcare, and economic growth. And we have been joined today by Mr. Trevor Forrest from 876 Solutions, Technology Solutions, and his pearls of wisdom that he's really shared with us about, the work of the task force, about AI in general, and how we as a developing nation can benefit but also have to protect ourselves from the various threats. Thank you so much, Mr. Forrest, for joining us today and sharing with us. And I think we may need to have a part 2, because I know, for example, even Cyber Awareness Month is coming up next month.
Yeah.
So look out for that call, Mr. Forrest, for us to even further the discussions and discourse as we inform and educate our listeners. Thanks for stopping by today.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure. Take care.
Stick and stay, don't go away. We are the Talk Up Youth Radio Show, the voice of Jamaican youth, and today we are also the voices of artificial intelligence, AI. Talk Up Youth, Mr. F. Talk Up Youth. We'll soon come back.
You call me destiny, mama, look from when you call it. I wanna rule my destiny. Oh, help I please.
Health Brands is stepping into the future with a bold new look. They're now Aventa Jamaica. For 50 years, they have been your trusted partner in pharmaceutical distribution. From life-saving medicines to everyday wellness, they deliver quality, reliability, and care across the island. They remain committed to advancing healthcare, supporting pharmacists, and building a healthier Jamaica together. Aventa Jamaica Limited, advancing health, enhancing lives.
Get immediate attention from the family-friendly staff at Town Center Pharmacy. They are confident in handling all your pharmaceutical needs. Even if you're not filling a prescription, they have toys, books, houseware, and gift items in store. Special discounts for Unicomer employees. Open Monday to Saturdays 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Visit Town Center Pharmacy at Shop 2317 Burke Road, Spanish Town. Telephone 984-5022.
Something. Hey, follow me now, where see you now. Hey, upset. Talk Up Youth and talk the truth. I have to the bush that representing for Talk Up Youths here and nationwide, 90 FM, every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bush. I'm on the sun. Oh, we're winning right now, you say we're winning right now. Me forget that trophy to what me living right now. Cause I'm winning right now, yeah. And I'm chilling right now. Cause we're winning right
W. Learn from the else. Turn them in a medal in a trophy and bells. Every day you see we with the pan on next level. Break records like we cracking eggshells. And every single ounce of effort we expel. It's all about progress, cause we have to excel and watch them. Looking like soldiers we dress well. Another knockout for the ring the next spell. I'm about to send my haters a card to get well, cause I'm sick of it.
I'm sick of it.
What are you sick of?
Welcome back to Talk of Youth, the voice of the
Jamaican Youth, coming to you live right here on Nationwide 90 FM, the best revolution station in Jamaica. And today we have been the voices of two very special and critical issues in our society. International Coastal Cleanup Day 2025, See the Change, and artificial intelligence, speaking about the National AI Task Force. Now, you know, in reflecting on today's show and the point of today's show, Cardine, what are your thoughts really on ICC 2025?
Well, I as I stated before, it was a great experience for me, especially being a first-time volunteer or first time on the ground and actually seeing it taking place. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing more of this being done, not only on ICC Day, but throughout the year. You know, not only on Labor Day, but even the project about Adapt a Beach and Clean Up a Beach. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing that, and it was just a great experience. I like how all the organization just came together and just, you know, all was there just for the cause
and supporting. And you know, as Shana Jackson, Public Relations and Communications Officer for the Kingston Harbour Cleanup Project, Grace Kennedy Foundation, came and shared some light as well on the ground, what was happening, and just the benefits of being a part of International Coastal Cleanup Day, and how the data based on the debris and the waste collected really informs our society and the policy that our government puts in place, and how even individually we each and everyone have to be environmental stewards. You know, so protecting the environment, life especially below water, which is SDG 14 and SDG 6, which speaks about clean water and sanitation, is critical, especially in a society where in small island developing states we're surrounded by water. So by default, all of our land has coastline that we must protect, but also the marine environment that allows us to fish, transport, tourism. It's critical. Agriculture as well, because aquaculture is a part of agriculture. It's very, very critical. Then we shifted gears a bit to speak about artificial intelligence, the big hot topic now that is all over the world. AI. But hearing a bit about the work of the National AI Task Force, of which, you know, Trevor Forrest of 876 Technology Solutions is a part. And you know, just the pros and cons and the risks that he was sharing was very eye-opening. And as you said, how there is that union or the unity between cybersecurity and AI and data protection as well. And you know, just this shift that we have to be very responsible with our use is important. It's very critical, as well as put in place the relevant regulations and recommendations so that we can be both robust and prosperous in terms of our economic and social development. Because we don't want to be using this thing and it is harming us. And it's very important. It's not just a young people thing, it's an everybody thing. Because everyone can be impacted or influenced in some way by, you know, cybersecurity and data and deep fake and data protection. So it's very, very important. And I think, as I said, on the heels of Cyber Crimes Month or Cyber Awareness Month in October, I'm sure we'll go further into that discussion as well. So just a big up and thank, you know, our guests who, you know, shed some light and informed us today about these two very critical issues or areas of concern in our society. But shifting gears a little bit, Jamaica had a lot of things happening in this week. What were some of the things you saw on social media? I mean, Jamaica kicked this week from Dingy to the Prime Minister and his cabinet and his ministers to the rains yesterday. We've had quite a week.
Yes, it was a very eventful one.
But starting with Dingy, no, I have to start with Dingy.
Listen, I finally found out why everybody was so persistent and why Dingy is going to hell.
No, but first and foremost, if my sister ever talk about me, so they have come back for
Listen,
but we not just underscore. I think for us as we Jamaicans, we are a trip. We are characters in any way, shape, or form. I was
surprised, Malik. Like, and the way how it took traction so fast
and it just went all over. People were just, and people started digging. And you know, we have some serious investigators, and I think more and more of us need to join the constabulary force and become detectives. I remember sharing the video. Well, first, to show you how it went global. One of my friends in Trinidad actually sent it to me, and I'm like, what is this? Because I was something in Trinidad. When we
Yeah.
hear the voice of the accent and realized Jamaica, I'm like, no. She said, I got it from another Jamaican. And then after I put it up, people even go find the man funeral program.
Yes,
people go
it
find
was
recording
the live
of the video.
stream.
I'm like,
Yes.
no, you people are serious. You know,
course.
that was a bit of comedic relief there.
Yeah.
But it just shows the character and the flavor of us as Jamaican people, how we're very expressive.
Right.
And we also can take some things and make some serious joke and some not so serious joke. Then we moved on, and we have to congratulate, the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness-led administration.
Yes.
And I mean, we have to send our very best wishes and thoughts to them because, we've had lots of installations, from the installation of the Prime Minister to the members of the Cabinet to the Ministers of State yesterday. And I'm sure each and every one of us as citizens are looking forward to the very great work each and every one of them will be doing, because, the election is done, the honeymoon of elections is done and past. Now it's time to get back into the thick of things and get the work and development of our nation continued and on the go. So we're very excited and commend each and every one of the parliamentarians who will serve as ministers,
the MPs,
and MPs and senators, and the work that they will do to continue to advance and build our nation. And then yesterday now with the rains, Cardin, what have you been seeing? Because
be a boat messy on the road.
Boats? You mean car boats?
Yeah.
Because these car boats were just, all over the place.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it was so important for us to discuss coastal cleanup, because clearly what we saw across the island has to be impacted by drains and littering and pollution. But we also want to send our thoughts and our prayers to anybody who lost any equipment or cars were damaged and a lot of cars were shutting off, and hope that you will bounce back from them. But we are now on the hour. And so we have to say thanks and big up all the time to our executive producer, Empress Golding, for giving us this platform, this opportunity, to our producers, Damian Scarlett, Dr. Suave, and of course yourself, Curdy Eccleston, for doubling up today as a producer and co-host, to our nationwide 90 FM executive team, and our in-studio engineer who keeps us very much on air and online for you all to see, David McNeish. Big up yourself all the time, David. We're making way now for Design Studios with Karen Booker, but on behalf of the entire Talk Up Youth radio show and the Nationwide News Network family, we want to wish for you a safe, a restful, whether you want to be a productive but good weekend overall. Bless up yourselves. Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie. Talk Up Youth. See you next week.
Things them are your blessing. You better notice your blessings. We've got life, so let's live. You make the time to chase the paper. When last you say a prayer. We've got life, so let's live. And while you're worshiping your treasure, remember nothing lasts forever. The simple things are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, the blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings. You better notice your blessings. The simple things, them are your blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings, the blessings. Simple things, them are your blessings. You better notice your blessings.
And so we come to know these youths and show these youths. Talk up inside the youths to know them roots. Nurture them, protect and love and hear these youths. Music make them know how love we show these youths.
They save the youth, kill the youth, until we come to build the youth. Trick and fool and kill the youth, until we come to build the youth. Empower and skill the youth, until we come to build the youth. Youth in action, Jamaica, we are kill the youths there. Our youth in Jamaica.
Guilty. Out perform, outlast. Guilty. We top performance. Guilty. Chakama. Reliable. Full stop. Not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Fancy electrodes, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Guilty. Available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-61114. Delta Supply. We service what we sell.
Are you ready for something mega?
Spend $6,500 or more before GCT. Drop your entry in the box and you can win a 2025 Hyundai Tucson. It's the Mega Wheels Tour promotion. April 5th to September 28th. Second prize, a $50,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Third prize, a $30,000 shopping spree every month for a year. Brought to you by Hyundai, Redstone, Heineken, True Milk, Grace, Walker's Wood, Downing, CPJ Daiquiri, and Carryburst. Choose Concentrate. Only at Megamart. Locations island-wide. Megamart. Best value by far.
Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Tune in to Nationwide. Exciting news! The design studio nationwide 90 FM just got a whole lot bigger. Join us this and every Saturday now from 1 to 3 p.m. for an exclusive show that elevates your home, mind, and soul. Discover the latest interior design trends to create your dream sanctuary. Unlock your true potential with personal growth strategies. Nourish your body and spirit with expert wellness tips. Don't miss out on the inspiration you need to live your best life. Tune in to the design studio this and every Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. and take the first step towards a more fulfilling you.
Make me sweat, make me harder.
Everything loud and wicked every Saturday 3 to 5 p.m. with Outside with Pepita. Loan vibes, loan laughs, and loan entertainment. Come on the road with me. Cause when we say Outside with Pepita, we're there all over Jamaica. Anyway, check them out. We're there. We're in on the business. Stay tuned in for prizes, surprises, giveaways, guest artists, and enough more. But hold on there. Don't forget to pick up my DJ. DJ Jerome, the shell boss, I'm gonna make your bust to pew pew with the maddest, baddest, and latest tune. So look out for Outside with Pepita. We might be coming to a town near you. You heard it here first. Outside with Pepita, Saturdays 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM. The new revolution in media. Jamaica, lock it in and don't miss a thing.
You're in the design studio with the design diva, Karen Booker.
To the nighttime, nah. I don't get nobody, If you give me body, I won't tell nobody, Probably girl, she West Coast. Now she want me, Probably girl, she West Coast. You see, it's obvious.
You're in the design studio with the design diva, Karen Booker.
And I know.
Yes. It is.